Recently, this Nigerian comedian Real Worry Pikin was trending on Twitter or X after she told her story of getting weight loss surgery. And the comments were wild. Everyone had something to say about the procedure, both good and bad. And it's not just her. Weight loss surgery and weight loss drugs like Ozempic have gotten really popular in the past few years. And so has the debate of whether or not these tools are a good or a bad thing. The problem is that most people having this debate have never had to worry about their weight a day in their lives. But I have. At my heaviest, I weighed 125 kilos. All my life I've been fat. In secondary school, I got called everything from balloon to ball to people telling me I needed to wear a bra. So, would I have weight loss surgery or take weight loss drugs? Well, no. But also yes. Let me explain. But before we go into all of that, we first have to understand how these tools work in the first place. There are two main ways we can medically induce weight loss. The first is the gastric bypass or the bariatric surgery. This surgery helps you lose weight by physically changing how your stomach and small intestine process the food you eat. Some surgeries physically reduce the size of the stomach, which means you automatically eat a lot less food, while other surgeries connect a part of your small intestine directly to your stomach, so the food you eat doesn't pass through your entire small intestine. That way your body absorbs fewer calories. And some surgeries do both those things together, meaning that you eat less and absorb fewer calories from the food, which leads to usually really good weight loss, sometimes up to 60 to 80% of excess body weight within the first year after the procedure. The second way is a once-in-a-week injection called
Ozempic. Found a total of 122 pounds. Total weight loss is 17 pounds in 16 weeks.
There's a new class of drugs that could be a game changer.
Ozempic is a drug that was originally made to manage diabetes, but it became really popular when people who were using it realized that they were losing weight like pretty easily.
And I cannot tell you how easy it has been to lose weight on Ozempic. I'm dropping pounds like that. Started at 209 when I started taking Ozempic, and then I am now at 199. I've been taking Ozempic for 2 months, so about 8 weeks to lose that much, and that's like more than I've ever lost on my own.
And this is because of a compound in it called semaglutide. You see, our bodies naturally produce the hormone GLP-1 that does a couple different things. In the stomach, it slows down the digestion of food so you feel full for longer. While in the brain, it tells you when you're full and stops craving so you feel satisfied enough to actually stop eating. Unfortunately, overweight and obese people are not as sensitive to these GLP-1 receptors. This is where semaglutide comes in. It mimics this hormone and gives you the same effects, so you get that feeling of satiety much faster, which means that you eat less and lose weight. So, if these tools work so well, why are some people so against it?
I have seen plenty of people who have used this and they've used it, they've lost a lot of weight, and then they try and come off and their appetite goes through the roof. They put all their weight back on.
Well, for starters, there's this negative stereotype that fat people are naturally lazy and we're just looking for a way to avoid the work that goes into losing weight. Some others think that these tools will just act like a crutch and prevent overweight people from learning healthy habits, and so they'll just go right back up to their former weight after they're done with the treatment. Then there's the more societal conversation.
You know, food companies have created on a population level a type of food, or this increase in processed foods and all these issues that have led us to become overweight. Now, pharma companies are giving us a medication to fight back against this.
It's like releasing a poison into a village and then selling them the antidote. Also, just like any other surgery or drug, these have side effects.
A very sad story now. A 28-year-old British woman has died while undergoing gastric band surgery in Turkey.
According to the FDA, Ozempic could have side effects like vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. And so the argument is, if you can lose weight through diet and exercise alone, why do something that could potentially have negative side effects? Now, on the other side of the argument though, you have people who say,
I think we have this false idea that it's an easy way out, that is a cheating part, because we are thinking in that way that it's replacing completely a healthy lifestyle. No.
A lot of obesity specialists also point out that according to the National Institutes for Health, it's nearly impossible for people with class 3 obesity to sustain weight loss through diet and exercise alone. So why not increase their chances by using these tools? There's also the argument that losing weight isn't as simple as just stop eating for everyone. Scientific literature has shown that when you diet and cut calories, you get a lot hungrier because your body doesn't want you to lose that weight. it's an evolutionary mechanism to conserve as much energy as possible. Studies have also shown that the GLP-1 receptors that tell you when you're full are a lot lower in people with obesity. This is why a slim person can eat a tiny meal and feel full, while an obese person can seem like they're eating a lot but are never full. It's not gluttony like some people suggest. The system that tells you when to put the fork down is just not working how it's supposed to. What's even worse is that the lower GLP-1 levels can be because of genetic factors that we can't change. Personally, I agree with some parts of both sides of the argument. On the one hand, I think it's pretty cool to see what my body can do naturally. Also, if I can lose weight without any major side effects, then I would rather not risk it. But on the other hand, I know that I'm only saying this because I've been successful, at least so far, with losing weight. But what if the scale stops going down one day? What if something happens and I can't go to the gym or make my own meals anymore? When I think about that possibility, I know that I want to be able to get help without getting judged. And that's the key word there, help. That's why I think the whole argument misses the point. It's framed like you either have surgery or take Ozempic or you develop a healthy lifestyle, when in reality, it's not one or the other, it's both.
The medication does not replace a healthy lifestyle.
Weight loss surgery in particular is only recommended to morbidly obese people who have tried to lose weight through diet and exercise alone, but have been unsuccessful.
I tried all the diets. I tried high protein, low carb diets and just the whole good old fashioned working out, and none of it worked.
I probably went through 7 diets, but when the pounds came off, they came back really, really fast.
It is for the people who have put in the work to lead a healthier lifestyle. The tools simply help them see the rewards of that hard work. It's not a quick fix or a cop-out like most people think. You still have to prepare beforehand, and then you have to make long-term lifestyle changes afterwards for it to be successful. And it's pretty successful. Bariatric surgery is the most successful long-term treatment for class 3 obesity, much more than just eating less and moving more. This whole debate also excludes people with disabilities, women with hormonal imbalances like PCOS, people who do not have the resources or time to be able to make perfect, high-volume, low-calorie meals, the young adult who is taking care of their elderly parents in hospice, the single father who works a 12-hour shift and has 3 kids, the person struggling with depression and anxiety whose only relief comes when they are eating. Right now, there are more than 1 billion people around the world living with obesity. If we have the tools to help them, why is it even a question whether or not we should? We use technology to reduce risk and pain all the time, so why not with weight loss? I found this beautiful quote from a doctor in the 80s who was talking about IVF treatments. There is an obligation to relieve suffering when the means to do so are available, or in the absence of the means, to search for the means. There is a lot more to weight loss than just eating less and moving more, which is why I think it's myopic to be against some of the best tools we have in giving people a head start in their health journey.
When a patient feels motivated, when they start seeing some weight loss, it's like it just keeps going the machine, right? Mm-hmm. If it's very hard to ask a patient to feel motivated if they're not seeing results, or it's going to be very slow and very difficult, that it becomes their second job.
When I first joined the gym, I hated it. I hated going, I hated walking, I hated everything because I didn't feel good. It felt like my body wasn't built for those things. It took me 4 months to get to the point where I'm actually excited to go to the gym and work out. If I had access to Ozempic or Wegovy at the beginning of my journey, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. Not so I can skip the process of being healthy, but just so I can get to the point where I don't hate myself a lot faster.
I struggled with sleep apnea really bad. Blood pressure was so high. Borderline diabetes.
At my heaviest, I was 353 pounds. I was never really comfortable. I always felt very self-conscious of people looking at me, always thinking that people were looking at me kind of for the wrong reasons.
I came to the conclusion of bariatric surgery because I was a 22-year-old kid, Julie, come here. Just started grad school, and didn't have the life that I wanted to live.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't go into the career I wanted to go into, and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do in my life.
I became so dizzy, always tired, difficulty in breathing. I no copy the breathe well.
Last year, February 2023, for the first time in my life, I left Nigeria. I went to Mauritius for a week-long vacation, hoping to have the time of my life. And in many, many ways, I did. It was amazing. But something happened on that trip that I've never really talked about because I've been too ashamed. Mauritius has the longest zip line in Africa. It's 1.5 kilometers across, and you can ride it while lying down, so it feels like you're flying. I was so excited to ride this thing. Imagine feeling like Superman even just for a moment. I had the money, and I was ready to pay when they asked me that dreaded question. How much do you weigh? I said 118 kg, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, but you can't ride it unless you're under 100 kg. I was absolutely heartbroken. I went back to my hotel room, sat down on the bed, and I just cried. When I was 8 years old, I lost my dad to high blood pressure. I was 20 when I first tested my blood pressure, and even the doctor was scared for me. Obesity is not a cosmetic condition. It's not just about how you look or fit in clothes. It's not about whether or not you think that person looks good. It's a chronic disease that kills 2.8 million people around the world every single year. So, would I take weight loss medication? If I had diabetes, high blood pressure, or cancer? Would you even ask me that?